Hello guys, this is Avcoor back with some more Final Fantasy Ever Crisis content. I want to talk about the new banner that's out, but I have to separate it because it's really important that we get a very thorough examination of these characters and what the weapons do because they're really good. They're really good. That's the first thing I'll say. They're really good. But let's start with Zack because Zack is very interesting. What they did with this character was something that we asked them to do earlier. Like when you see Zack, understand that Zack in his first incarnation, we theorized that this dude was going to be a mixed phase attacker. Like he had weapons that did magic and he had weapons that did physical damage, and we thought that he was just going to be a mixed phase attacker. Like if you see a lot of videos from early content creators, that was the idea that this dude was going to switch between magic and physical attack. But I guess the devs realized that early on that that was not going to work. Like when you saw Cloud and Sephiroth, how they split, like Sephiroth focused on magic and Cloud focused on physical attack, it made a space where Zack really could not exist. So the devs in turn pushed him to be a more physical based unit. So it's kind of weird that we got this costume and this weapon and our abilities at the time that we got it. Some people would have preferred for it to be a physical based Arcanum set. And let's talk about the Arcanum itself. So Guardian style actually boosts his magic attack by 5 points and it gives him Flame Blade Arcanum. He shares this Arcanum with his buddy Cloud, so I guess, they got this Ken and Ryu thing going on. So that's weird. But this is actually aesthetically pleasing because Flame Blade Arcanum is really good. There's a couple of content points that this will clear for you even at a one-off. So Genome Pod is content that you would use it for. The weapon enhancement is a content piece that you would use it for. And the ice synthesis quest, and then you look at Shiva, but then you also look at co-op battles like Galvanar and Ice Scorpion, and there's a lot of places where this actually really comes in handy as opposed to weapons like Water Blade Arcanum or Earth Blade Arcanum. So at the base level, you will get a lot of mileage out of it. So it's not a bad element for him to be a part of. But Stream Guard is where things get really interesting. So let's hit it at OB at just tier 1, just a one-off. So at level 120, you're getting magic attack all allies plus 30 points, and your fire boost potency is 8 points, which is really low, and it doesn't really scale that high either. So with magic boost at 30 points, you actually jump into the 4 bin, which is pretty good. This actually is pretty good. This is one of the shining aspects of this weapon that even at a low level is doing a lot of work. So when you look at his overall damage, 480 seems low, but he has a mechanic in this weapon that says if his HP is above 70%, he does 1.2 damage. I already did the calculations for this. So at a one-off, you're actually doing 576% magic fire damage if you're above 70%. So that's not really bad. That's actually really good. So if you have it at OB6 at 120, you're actually getting 40 points of magic attack for all allies. This actually puts you in the 5 bin, which is really good. That's for the whole party. That's absolutely amazing. That's one of the striking differences between Zack and Sephiroth's boost is because magic attack is really rare in this game. There's not a lot of R abilities and weapons that support magic attack as physical attack. So I guess they're moving in the right direction with this, and I'm pretty excited about it. So you're dealing 710% magic fire damage. But when you push this, when you're above 70% HP, you're actually doing 852% magic damage, which is really high, especially for OV6. So The ceiling, in order to get the most out of this weapon, is a lot lower than other weapons due to this mechanic, and due to the fact they're so generous with the magic attack. Though the fire potency is actually extremely low because level 3 is far away from level 10, right? So you're going to have to use some sub weapons in order to make this work. We'll talk about that later. So let's hit OB10 at level 120, and this is where things get really exciting. So your boost magic attack for all allies hits 46 points. 46 points actually nets you in the 6th bin. That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. And when you think about it, if you're rolling on this banner and you get like 2 of Sephiroth's weapon, you're actually able to hit level 7 and all your allies could get 60 points of magic attack. That means you really wouldn't have to invest that much into magic attack for your party members. Say you have a healer that's only dedicated to raising HP and healing, they actually can be a competent DPS with that build. I mean, the sky's the limit if you're really willing to invest in this weapon. There's a lot of potential here. Boost 26 isn't that high. You're only going to level 4. But understand that Zack actually has a really good weapon, an enhanced sword, that actually gives him a massive 56 points of fire boost potency. So if you want to invest in that weapon and this weapon, that would be good. Also, don't look down on Red 13's, I forgot what it's called. Let's go and check Red 13 because he actually has a solid weapon that will actually help this guy. So let's go and push filter on. Let's go fire. Let's go to Red 13. So Rage Collar actually gives you 62 points of attack and 26 points of fire boost. But understand that that's 31 points in the hands of Zack, which gets you to level 4, which is not bad because you're combining that with fire boost potency. So that's not bad. So there's ways to actually make this a whole lot better. There's a lot of ways that this weapon can go. So there's a lot of potential in this weapon. So last we'll look at support material. So with support material, you're getting X Sigil boost, which is really good. And you're actually getting magic ability damage 20% on both slots, which is actually really good. So this makes him a very competent magic-based attacker. Also, consider that at OB10, he has the highest elemental damage at above 70% because 850% times 1.2 actually comes out to a whopping 1020 points of fire magic damage. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. And there's a couple of things I'll mention now in the video. First of all, this costume and this weapon is meant for Shiva. So we know that Shiva and Ramu is coming around the corner. So if you're a newer player, this is a hard skip because this weapon is for more developed and advanced accounts, because you're trying to just get through content where you can receive all the rewards, unlock everything, and then you start thinking about what type of team you want to build. So for a Dolphin, this is a gamble. If you already have Cloud's ceremonial outfit and you already have Sky Splitter, then I think for you it is a pass, because you're trying to conserve your resources and you're looking to OB10 at that point. If you're a Dolphin, you're looking to OB10 your weapons. You're looking to get a set of OB10 weapons, then you really start looking at weapons to fill out your roster. For Wells, well on what you want, because if you're going to Well, this is kind of the banner that you should Well on, because the rewards are infinite. Magic Attack Boost All is one of the most broken R abilities in the game, along with P Attack All. So if you're a Well, Yeah, this is the time to do it. But as for me, I am going to summon on this banner, more so for Sephiroth than for Zack. But if I get an opportunity to get Zack's costume, I'm going to try to take it. But that's just me. Anyways, if you like this content, hit the like, share, subscribe button. Let me know if you're going to summon on this banner because a lot of people have had a lot of success. There have been some really great pulls I've seen on Facebook, and a lot of these guys have gotten OB6 weapons off the Sephiroth banner, and I hope I'm as lucky. So, anyways, have a great day and laters.